Here are the rules. When I say the word scriptural, I mean a full idea, thought, or concept that is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. When I say the word biblical, I mean the idea, thought, or concept that appears in the Bible but may or may not be consistent with Scripture. The use of anything biblical must have witness with the Scripture to be Scripture. Okay, when I say the Word, I mean Jesus the Christ and sentences directly attributed to Jesus the Christ, having literally spoken them. Now that you know the rules, let's go.
Mary was absolutely, positively not a virgin when she gave birth to Jesus. That whole concept of virginity is kind of culturally defined anyway, but we know biologically that that is an impossibility, of course, in the 21st century. But even beyond that, listen to this. Matthew is trying to fulfill prophecy in Isaiah that he accidentally misinterprets. So Matthew is reading in the Greek, but the Hebrew word that Matthew interprets from Isaiah as virgin doesn't mean virgin. It means young woman.
Hello, Levitical Kingdom Privateers, and welcome to another Privateer Volley. I'm your host, Rick Hidalgo, and today we're back to Mr. Critical Theory Pastor? What are we going to name this guy? We've got to give him some kind of a moniker because he truly deserves it. He's coming at us with another really crazy thing to talk about. The fact that Mary wasn't actually a virgin, that she was actually just a young woman, and then, in fact, it's biologically impossible to give birth as a virgin. Well, here's the issue with that. We're talking about two different governances, two different systems. Surely in our system, in this temporal place that we're in, this time trap that we're in, yes, a virgin birth is literally impossible. But when you factor in God's governance, when you factor in that there was literally a setup from the beginning of time, after the fall of man, which he also debates, but we won't go back there again. But after the fall of man, there was a restoration that needed to take place. And part of that restoration plan was, in fact, a virgin birth. And yes, God and his government, his angels, 9 different types of angels that do everything from light up the sky to, presenting his glory in the heavens, to some over animals, some over mankind, some with you right now. So there's a plethora of things that those 9 different kinds of angels do. 1/3 of them, of course, fell, but that remains 2/3 of them that actually still work for the de jure, right? Still work for the godly government, the King himself, Jesus the Christ. So here is a situation where the King of heaven and earth is about to be birthed into human form. And you don't think that the angels, the angelic host of heaven, didn't have a part in creating the circumstances, and that God's government that exists outside of time and outside of the things that don't allow for virgin births in our time realm. Certainly virgin births are allowed outside of this time realm. What's difficult to understand about that? I'm not sure. But so virgin birth, yes, absolutely. It was a virgin birth. It was a supernatural thing. Yes, supernatural meaning not natural, something beyond the natural. And of course, then he goes on into talking about how Matthew is trying to fulfill prophecy and he accidentally misinterprets a verse in Isaiah. Matthew was just reporting what had happened. He wasn't trying to fulfill prophecy. That's not his responsibility to fulfill prophecy. Prophecy is fulfilled and then we report it. That is much of what the Bible is a report of the legacy that led to the restoration of man. The restoration of man necessitated a virgin birth, necessitated God to come and live among us for a time, okay? In the flesh suit, if you will, of Jesus the Christ, okay? The fact that Mary was a virgin is absolutely historically documented and absolutely historically relevant, and it's true, okay? So you can't debate that, so, just walk away from that one. And the fact that Matthew was reporting it is true in authentic fact as well. In fact, it was not just Matthew who reported it. It was reported by many reporters. That's where you get your Gospels from. So at the end of the day, this is another volley that we could keep volleying back and forth all day long, because this guy, the critical theory pastor, he just keeps delivering content. So, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Why not? Okay, come join us at Privateer Volley as we continue to talk back to those who don't seem to have a good idea of what this heavenly governance is all about. With that, remember, everything we do here at Privateer Volley, it's all about the blood.